Hey there, Divine Feminine. So I received a warning message for a Divine Feminine that I felt the nudge to get out. And I don't want to come on here and instill fear in anybody's life, but at the same time, I do feel like sometimes Spirit will lead us to show us a caution or show us a warning that we need to be careful about something or. So yes, I like to come on here and offer like lighthearted, positive messages of inspiration for those divine feminines that are on a divine feminine journey. But this one is more of a warning, okay? I think it might be because you are really close to figuring out your soul mission, your soul path, or you already have figured it out and you're trying to get into it, or you're trying to start it, or you're trying to work on it. I believe that sometimes, like what we work through, spiritual warfare, I feel has been thick. That is what I'm getting, is that spiritual warfare was really thick. Maybe that has cleared in a way, but now it's looking like the enemy is trying to instill some confusion in your life. I received a dream last night that I want to share with you that actually this is what it is telling me, is that the enemy's trying to confuse someone. I had a dream about a woman. A woman was in an elevator and she was frantically pressing buttons and all kinds of buttons because she didn't know which way to go and which floor she even wanted. And it was almost like she was so confused, okay, to a point of almost like hysteria. And when she finally figured out the floor that she needed to be on, because I think she was like pushing every button to just figure out if it was the right floor, and she would go to that floor and be like, no, this isn't it, and then go to the next floor. And then she finally figured out the floor, but then the elevator malfunctioned on her and she was stuck in the elevator. Now, what was placed on my heart when I woke up about this message and I was journaling about it was that the way the enemy is going to do this to you, because I feel like spiritually it's no longer working, Divine Feminine. You are too strong in the spiritual realm to where spells, hexes, curses that are being placed on your life are being voided. And it's because you're extremely powerful and you have the divine on your team and on your side, and the light is stronger than the dark. That's just the way that's the way it is. You have a strong team, okay? A strong spiritual team. Now, the enemy, I believe, is going to be sending in someone in the physical. That's just what I feel, what I felt about this. I think that you are vulnerable because you are waiting for your divine counterpart. I believe that I'm speaking to a divine feminine that has recently closed a karmic chapter, a karmic timeline, and is focusing on her soul mission and her soul growth, and is just patiently waiting for a divine counterpart, believing that God has somebody. So this doesn't have to be for somebody that's single and looking for somebody, but I believe for many of you it probably is that you feel like you've completed this cycle and you're just going to be patient until God sends you the right person, right? The divine sends you the right person that you know is your person and is your divine counterpart, kingdom spouse, whatever it is that you want to call it. So you're in a way vulnerable because you're waiting for this, and I feel like somebody's going to show up and is going to be masked. Okay, so what I received was somebody's coming in that's going to stir up a lot of drama and a lot of confusion They're very toxic, but on the outside, they don't look that way. Okay, this person may come off as being well groomed, may come off as being a high value masculine energy. They may have, I did hear that they will have a silver tongue. So please be careful. It's almost like they're going to say all the right words to you and be very charming. I don't want to say this to scare you. I don't want you to think that everybody's going to be after you or to be on the lookout for literally everybody. Do not let this cause paranoia, but make sure you are clear. Make sure that you are asking God to protect you. Make sure that you're using your gut intuition. You are going to know if this person isn't for you. Okay, you're going to know. They may be very persistent with you. They may be very persistent in saying, like, not taking no for an answer. You're going to get this icky feeling, I feel like, when you see them in a way, like, ew, like, stay away from me. It's almost like that, and that is, but then they're still going to try anyways, and they're going to be very smooth about the way they go about this. Do not let your guard down. Listen to God, listen to the divine, listen to your ancestors. You need to ask your spirit team to lead you and guide you with this situation and with this counterpart, because we don't want to let just anybody come in. It's something like this person, I believe this energy is, there's negative entities surrounding this person in many ways, more ways than one. And if they come in, I'm telling you, they're going to cause you a lot of confusion and stir up some unnecessary drama in your life. They're going to create havoc in your life. They're going to make you stand still. They're not going to help you, progress you, push you on your divine plan or purpose. I'm telling you, this is like they don't really realize they're doing this, perhaps. Okay, the enemy can use other people if that person is living in a wounded state, if that person is living in a negative state, then the enemy can creep in and use that person to come up against a divine feminine or a divine masculine as well. So just make sure that who you let come into your life is someone that is on the same alignment as you, the soul connection as you, and that you go to God with anybody that comes to you and is trying to show you, is trying to pursue you or persuade you in a constant, like consistent basis. I'm not going to take no for an answer. That is, it's almost like I feel like God is saying you need to make sure to say no thank you, and do not give this person your do not give this person your number. And I see somebody going to, I see somebody almost texting you constantly in an obsessive type of behavior, and you not even responding, and you need to block this person. Okay, if this has already happened, you need to block this person. That's what I'm getting. Okay, because they're not for you. You need to be very clear. You need to tell this person, I'm not interested. Please stop contacting me. And if this doesn't stop, then I'm going to have to go to somebody else, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you're going to have to be very clear with this person. It's almost like a weird obsession, stalking. That's sort of what I'm getting, behavior from somebody that's possibly approaching you soon or has already. So all I'm saying is be extremely careful, because this is not your divine counterpart. This person is not going to help you on your journey. This person is just going to keep you at a standstill energy. And that is one of the messages that I did pick up. Now I'm going to go on to another warning message. that's separate, that I believe is separate. I believe that this first message is more for a divine feminine that's in a surrender state. You are already starting to work your purpose and your plan. You've been through a lot, but you're ready for your counterpart, or you're saying, God, I'm patient. I'm allowing time. I know that something else has to be done first, and you're going with the flow. This second warning message that I picked up is more for a divine feminine that is possibly looping. Okay, that's on a twin journey, that's possibly looping. So that's what this second message is for. Okay, there's also something that I'm picking up about a false prophet. So I see somebody going to a reader, a psychic medium, something like that, and getting readings done. And this is almost becoming like toxic, or it's almost becoming an unhealthy pattern because you're doing it on a consistent basis. And I'm telling you that if you are getting almost a dopamine hit, like a drug, that is like a drug. It's toxic. This is devil energy. Okay, this is unhealthy. It's a toxic pattern, an unhealthy pattern. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, if this is resonating, you're going to somebody who's giving you false information. This is somebody who's a quote unquote psychic medium that doesn't actually possess any spiritual gifts or anything like that. They just want to tell you things to get your money. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're wasting your money, your time, and your energy with this false prophet. And I think you need to steer clear from this. If this is resonating, you'll know. And I'm just telling you right now, it's a lot. I believe that it's you going into a psychic medium that's asking about a person. When are they going to come in? When are they going to do this? When are they going to do that? And I believe it may be an online reader that actually doesn't have any gifts, but tells clients whatever they want to hear for the money. I'm not saying this to judge you. I'm not saying this to be judgmental, to tell you, because I've been there. I'm on a twin journey myself. And I've been in, not to that specifically, but I've been in the loop. I've been in the looping pattern. And it's unhealthy and it's toxic. And if you stay in it the whole point is for you to detox from that state and get to the point of more clarity, get to the point of yourself, of loving yourself, of thinking about yourself, your priorities, and what you are supposed to be doing on this planet to uncover your soul mission, to uncover your soul path, and not focusing so much solely on somebody else, what they're doing, who they're with, a third party situation. I do not condone that at all. I believe that you need to give any feelings that you have towards another person to God and let God handle it. And you need to move on into the state of, I need to figure out what it is that I need to do for myself. For some people, I believe that they stay in a toxic pattern, a toxic holding pattern, and they don't move on from this. And this keeps them stuck, not moving on, and that is not from the divine. That holding pattern should be a quick holding pattern of a lesson. It shouldn't be something that's ongoing to an obsessive behavior, an obsession with somebody else and what they're doing and what they're consuming and who they're with. You need to figure out a way to let this go, because it's an addiction. It's devil energy. It's an addictive behavior. And it means that you're not on working your soul mission and your soul purpose. And I do want to come on here and say, like, I'm here to help guide you out of this situation. I'm here to help guide you through this situation, through this cycle, and start asking God about clear directions on your soul calling. That is what you should be focused on when you're loving yourself and you are clear with what it is that you're being led to do. Okay, we all have a calling on our life, all have different talents, different gifts. When you're focusing on those and you're loving yourself, I'm telling you, the right person just flows to you. And that is what that's a different, so this is different, a different message. Okay, so yeah, if this resonated, comment below. I know it's easier said than done, but I don't want you to be in a situation like that. I don't want you sitting there wishing that somebody ends a situation or wanting to come in between that. Let that be between them and that person and God, and work on yourself. Okay, I just had to get these two separate warning messages out. I hope that helped somebody out there. If it did, like, share, subscribe, comment below to help this channel grow.